The U.S. and Afghanistan have just reached a deal meant to ease Afghan anger over night raids on civilian homes. Nick Payton-Walsh is at the CNN Kabul with the details for us. Nick, what can you tell us?
Well, Natalie, we understand in the hours ahead that this deal, negotiated over weeks of intense talks between US and Afghan diplomats, will be signed in the hours ahead. Key to it is that Afghan commandos will take over the bulk, if not all, of the legwork on these special operations, the ones really offending Afghans, the ones that occur at night, when in the past US commandos have gone into Afghan homes in search of insurgents. Another key element to this deal, we understand from an Afghan official, is that a joint committee will be established in which American and Afghan officials will review US intelligence before these raids and decide if a raid is in fact appropriate. The Americans will then be operationally in what you refer to as a training and support role. Now, we'll get the exact definition of the American role in the hours ahead when this agreement is released, but that provides some latitude, many may argue, for them to perhaps have a presence on the ground. That's not entirely clear at this point. Another outstanding issue is how Afghan legal authority will be given to these particular raids. I understand from one Afghan official a warrant will be issued before these raids. That's not entirely clear, and it's not clear how that process would occur.
Why is this deal, Nick, so important?
Well, on a broader perspective, night raids are, to US officials here, absolutely key to their operations, hunting down insurgents at night, getting the leaders, disrupting their activity. They've deeply offended Afghans because, as you mentioned earlier, it involves foreigners breaking into Afghan homes at night. They tried to Afghanize it, as the phrase, by putting Afghan commandos at the top, but this deal has become a much bigger thing in the diplomatic relations between the United States and Afghanistan. It was the big outstanding sore, if you like, that Karzai wanted resolved. This deal is vital because now this issue seems to have been cleared up. This deal does clear the way for a larger agreement between the United States and Afghanistan about America's long-term presence here after NATO troops leave in the most part in 2014. That deal was absolutely vital because America and Afghanistan wanted to show this future partnership was arranged and sorted out before another vital meeting in May in Chicago, where all NATO allies get together and establish their process, their troop numbers and their contribution to Afghanistan in the months ahead. So there's a very complex choreography of diplomacy in the months ahead, and this real outstanding, very thorny issue between Kabul and Washington had to be resolved before all that diplomacy could try and move ahead smoothly. And after weeks and months of bad news for the US presence here in Afghanistan, it is a welcome piece of good news, although many will still be asking why did this essential operational part of America's presence here take quite so long for them to sort an agreement out with their main Afghan ally. Natalie?
Right, so an important development. Thank you, Nick Payton-Walsh out of Kabul, Afghanistan.